Hello, this is Leslie Davis again with the Earth Protector Show. And with me today is my good buddy, Tarzan of the Jungle, also known as Kelvin Burns. Hi, Kelvin.
How you doing?
We haven't seen each other in about 3.5 minutes. So we got to shake hands. We're going to do the Leslie Davis Earth Protector Show. Kelvin, how's things going? A lot of action out there.
Oh yeah, a lot of action this month.
With the black people.
Oh
taking over the highways and the byways.
Right.
What's that all about? What are they trying to accomplish?
Well, a young black man was killed last week.
That's old news. That's ancient history or something. So what's that going to do going forward? So they're blocking a highway because they're pissed off that he was killed?
Yes, actually he was a stand-up gentleman, no record, had worked at the same job since he was 19. I think he might have been almost 30.
32 years
32 years old, a very good gentleman, a very model citizen.
Yeah. Well, I've been following that a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know that he was stopped, I think 52 times or 86 times for various infractions? So
Okay.
the whole story isn't in about that, but that's really not the point. I think we're all unhappy when a young man gets killed, a worker. The kids loved him at the school, and you could see by the turnout
Right.
at the cathedral, where you get a guy like Mr. Castile, that the governor showed up and the mayor and the 2 senators at the cathedral. He wasn't even Catholic.
Well, the thing is, he was a model citizen. He wasn't a troublemaker. They killed a very good good man.
Good man.
Good man. I mean, he worked that job since he was 19 all the way to how he was 30, 28. Very good brother.
Serious mistake, him getting
Serious,
shot.
right. Very good
So
brother.
I don't know how they're going to correct that by blocking a highway. If I were on the highway trying to get to work or to the doctor or for getting my knee checked out, I wouldn't be too happy with that.
Well, the thing is, they're trying to shine some light on the situation. Because this was a model citizen you killed. This wasn't a thug. This wasn't a hoodlum. This was he was a very model, very good brother.
I agree that demonstrations are appropriate.
Right.
But certain demonstrations are not appropriate. If they block the garage to police headquarters so they couldn't get their squad cars out and all of that stuff, but blocking a highway so regular people, I'm just commenting about it, that I don't think that's the best course of action.
Well, when you get a people that's tired and sick and tired and fed up, they go to different measures.
I'm just as fed up as they are. Where they say there's enough blame in this to go around.
Right.
I don't get any blame.
Right.
I don't have any blame for prejudice or bigotry or stomping down on the black people, because I don't have any of that in my life and in my history. So there's not enough blame to go around. The blame belongs with the mayor, the city council, the police force that misbehaves. And in my opinion, instead of paying the police when you arrest a guy, they ought to pay him when they don't arrest a guy, when there's peace in the neighborhood and they're going there shooting baskets with the kids. If there's trouble, come in and take the guy out, lay him out. Otherwise, they should be paying the police when there's peace in the neighborhood. Things are not going to change, do you think?
No.
To people, the system, the man is not going to be scared that the black people will go out on a highway, because they do that often enough. Then they're going to come with a plan that's going to take care of them. Now there's a good chance that Trump could become the president. And he calls himself the law and order guy, and he's got this mean-ass vice president with him.
Right.
Governor Pence of Indiana.
Right.
Not a nice guy, and that's going to call themselves the law and order team.
Well, I'm going to say this, and everybody keep talking about Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump, but I don't like Hillary Clinton either. Hillary Clinton is no better than Donald Trump. In fact, Hillary Clinton is a wolf in sheep clothing. And I don't think Hillary is the answer, nor Donald Trump.
But they're not going to mean anything to us. We got to figure out how we're going to get things squared away in Minnesota and Minneapolis with the situation here.
Well, I know what we could do. The black and white people that want to live together, give them some land. The blacks that want to be by themselves, give them some land. The whites that want to be by themselves, give them some land.
Well, whose land you going to give them?
Well, we got to give them something. We got to, split the land up. We got to do something because this is not going to get any better. See, what it is, it's a nation within a nation. You got a black nation and you got a white nation.
And you got a brown nation.
Well, everybody else really don't count. There really only two nations that count.
Yeah.
You either in this world, we can name all these other nationalities, but in the world, black and white is what people look at. They're not looking at anybody else. So in this world that we live in, you either black or you white. Ain't no in between.
The 1.5 billion Chinese, they don't.
Well, nobody worry about the Chinese. The ones that's important, the superstars, are the blacks and the whites.
Okay. So what are we going to do going forward? What's going to happen? They're going to demonstrate attentions on it. The same conversations going on. 6 years ago, when Dayton just took office,
Right.
he came to a meeting at the Urban League on 21st and Penn Avenue.
Right.
And he brought along a black woman, chief of staff or something, lawyer, Micah Hines was her name. And they listened to the people and they were going to go away, they were going to do something. 6 years ago, I and my colleagues met with Micah Hines in the state capitol, right next to where the governor sits
Right.
in that office. Spoke about the money plan, how money has to come into circulation, all of it. She didn't even know what we were talking about. She didn't have any experience along those lines.
Well, the thing is, we need school programs. We keep talking about this. Like you got white Jewish schools. You got Catholic schools for the Catholics. The blacks need a black Jewish school. That's what we need.
Black Jewish schools.
We are black Jews. I don't know, this thing about this African-American thing, that's garbage. There's no such thing as an African-American. You keep calling yourself an African-American, you're letting your former slave masters know that he owned you. There's no such thing as an African-American, and will debate that with anybody. We're not African-Americans. There's no such people.
So we're black and white is what we're talking about. I don't have a problem with that, because the issue could be black and white. But I want to know how things are going to be different going forward. They have to tell the police, you just have to stop arresting people for these minor drug crimes. You stop a guy for a broken light, okay, sniffing in his car, now pretty soon you got him out of the car. And I knew and used to meet once in a while with a fellow named Jesse Garcia.
Right.
He was a police sergeant in Minneapolis. He died of cancer about a year ago. And he used to tell me what they did. That's for raising money. That's a big profit center. You arrest a guy and he's got to pay a fine. He's got to hire a lawyer. The lawyer's got to pay taxes and stuff like that. So they're using the black people to make a bunch of money.
Well, the thing is, and a lot of blacks maybe don't want to hear this, we're going to have to get our own communities and police our own communities. The black Jews, that's us here in North America. Police our own communities, just like in St. Louis Park, the white Jews got their own community. You're not going to go out there, beating up on them because they got their thing in order. But I got to get my people to get their thing in order. I got to make the black Jews a little bit
Well, how are they going to get in order? They're not getting in order now? They had a black mayor, Sharon Sales Belton. They've had black leadership in the city of Minneapolis. They had Jackie Cherry Holmes.
But we really don't have true black leaders. A lot of your true black leaders whitewash things, and they're not true leaders. They're not true leaders. Most of them are not true leaders.
Well,
we might got one or two true leaders, and everybody's scared of them. We got two good pastors here that really stand up. Reverend McAfee, he stands up for us.
Stands up for it. I don't even know.
It's another Reverend Reverend Bourne. Those are stand-up ministers.
Yeah.
But a lot of these other ministers, they scared.
Well, that could be, but they've got fluoride in the water, and the minister, what's his name? Fluoride in the water, Minister Stanton and Al McFarland of the Insight News and all of that. You're right about that. They do have wimpy, scared leadership. Otherwise, we'd be getting the fluoride out of the water because black people are seriously impacted. by fluoride in the water.
Well, the thing is, I try to get my little young brothers and sisters interested in something like this.
Well, who's going to pay them? Where's the money to do anything? But then they said, well, they now got $35 million to come into the community for people to go into business and stuff like that. You don't have any part of that $35 million. They give it to this group or that group. They asked for $100 million. They couldn't get $100 million, so the legislature gave $35 million for job development for the black community, for diversity and all of that. Well, they gave $50 million to fix up Nicollet Mall, and $10 million, $12 million for the sculpture garden.
Well, what I don't understand, they give all these other people money, just like we talked about this before. They was talking about giving the Somalians money to give them a program to teach them not to fight in terrorist groups. Okay, the thing is, you either going to obey the law or get the hell on, just that simple. That money that they're giving other people should go to the black community, the black Americans.
Well, it could go to both.
No, they don't know. They haven't earned anything. They haven't done anything. Like they want to have a day for them. You have to have a day for you. Have to be to put in some work. Black Americans to put in a lot of work. In fact, black Americans are some of the greatest people that came to well, a lot of us was already here in this country, and some of us came from so-called, what they call, quote-unquote, Africa. Black people are the best thing that ever happened to white people, and they mistreat us. But at the same time, I want to tell my little young brothers and sisters, you can't give them the ammunition to mistreat you. Now, they're going to mistreat you, but don't give them the ammunition. That's all I'm saying.
Well, so we'll see how things are going to be going forward. How are things going to change? What's the plan? What's the program?
We need to develop some jobs in the black community. You need your own schools, your own hospitals. The black leaders talking about our kids are not getting equivalent education, but you can't expect somebody else to teach your kids. You got to teach your kids. So don't expect somebody else to teach your kids. That's your job. Stop begging white people for what you can do. A lot of money come through the black community, but what are you doing with it? You got to take that money and make it work for you. We're not poor.
You think that's going to happen? You think a year from today, 6 months of today, Mr. Castile's memory or his death and a report hasn't come in yet. We haven't heard from the cop completely or the BCA or the investigation as to all the circumstances of the situation.
Well, he's not the only brother that got killed. They talk about Jamar Clark.
Right.
Okay, it was a brother a year or two before got killed over on the south side. They chased him in the basement and called him derogatory names. There's a bunch of us been killed here. That's just the ones.
And they don't have to be killed. They're just being victimized all the time.
Right.
I wanted to set up a place, and I think we'll do that. With the Earth Protectors, we get everybody kind of lined up, become an Earth Protector.
Right.
What are you going to become a Black Lives Matter, right? What does that mean? Is I'm going to join the Black Lives Matter, or Soros is going to give the Black Lives Matter thousands of dollars and millions of dollars. No, we'll develop the Earth Protectors.
Well, the thing is, they need to hire more black policemen to policemen over black people.
You ever been stopped by a black cop? They're probably meaner than the white people.
Well, not in this city, but I'm saying all the policemen are not bad.
It's not.
But you got a lot of bad policemen that'll just beat you to death or kill you.
And it's not because they're black or they're white. It's just because they're mean ass.
Well, I've been telling the young brothers for a long time, when you muscular, big, and strong, you got to stay calm, because those police, a lot of them, they're not used to dealing with black people unless they're dealing with them in the community. They don't know how to interact with them.
Right, and they get on them 3-4 at a time.
Right, and they need to sit down with the Minneapolis Police Department, the St. Paul Police Department, and sit down and talk and develop some type of relationship, because we can't keep getting killed like this. I mean, look like they have more sympathy for a rabbit or a dog.
Well, they got a police chief, and she makes over $100,000 a year.
Right.
And she gets appointed by the mayor and makes over $100,000 a year.
Right.
And her husband is black, and all, what is it that they want? Why aren't they running the police department properly? Why aren't they rewarding the police for peace and comfort in a neighborhood?
Well, somebody needs to sit down and talk with the policemen about
No, to tell
what's
them.
going on.
Yeah, you tell them, we want you to behave. We want you to stop arresting these people for all these bullshit little offenses. Guys got some weed, and stop the drug war. 'Cause how come we got something? How come we got more black people in jail than white people, and there's more white people than black people? Why do they do that? Because they're easy pickings.
Well, they said the black and the brown. They said don't forget about the Native Americans they locking up.
Well, you know, a guy told me one time, a few friends of his were on a police force, and they had a drunken Indian person that they got downtown Minneapolis and hung him by his legs off the Hennepin Avenue Bridge, and they thought that was really funny. These guys are mean, you know, it's just kind of mean stuff going on, and the police chief needs to just tell the police. But even the jerseys that were worn by the Lynx people, the cops, doing private security,
Right.
walked off the job because they didn't like the shirt that the things were wearing, and the police union and all that bullshit. It's all politics.
Well, what the police don't understand, you're a policeman, you're like a minister, you practicing justice.
Correct.
And the word justice means Jesus. Now, how can you be practicing justice and you quick to take a brother's head off or a brother's life just like that? Now, we also got to remember the policemen are human beings too.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know if he had a bad day at home. You don't know how things going on in his life. And that's a stressful job. But we need to sit down with the policemen and get a better understanding. Why is these brothers getting shot down like dogs?
Well, all you got to do is ask him. We said, well, he's acting out, or he did this, or he scared me, or we told him to get on the ground, and he didn't get on the ground when we told him, and all of that. No, it's just this lack of respect.
And when the way things going on now, if a police stopped me, I wouldn't reach for a wallet or nothing. But I've been stopped by the police, and he asked me for my ID, and I said, no, I'm gonna let you take it out.
Before they go out on the street, they got to know that their job is to bring love and kindness and generosity and gratitude into the community.
Right.
Glad that they have a job and a family and a home, and respect the people. You're there to protect and serve.
Serve and protect.
That's their job. Now, you got a guy acting out, I'm all with it. But there's guys selling CDs in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, guys selling CDs.
And killed him.
Sold them for years.
Right.
Over there. And a guy not totally together, not the coolest, hippest guy around maybe.
Right.
The cops come and put him down on the ground and killed him. That's really pretty sad.
Well, I want to tell the black community this. Everybody, and I said this before, looking for Jesus to save you. And
I don't know.
nothing.
Not everybody's
Jesus is
doing
not going to
that.
throw nothing down. It's not going to happen.
Not everybody's
Jesus can't
doing
save you.
that.
Muhammad can't save you. The hell with religion, you need to get more in tune with spirituality. We got enough religion. In fact, we got too much religion. We need more spirituality than religion.